Welcome to the game of you. How to gamify any goal in life. In this training video, you are going to learn a 4-step method to make any goal into a game. Now, if you've failed at goals in the past, fret not. The reason you aren't developing any new habits is because you haven't figured out how to make it fun. Imagine how many children across America are losing fat and sharpening their brains by accident because they are playing. What if work and life could be this way? The good news is it can. And I can tell you this, gamifying will work in any area of life: relationships, finance, health, spiritual. Anything out there will get done when you make it fun. Now, before we get going, I do want to let you know I respect your time. This will only take a few minutes. And if you stick around to the end, you'll get a free copy of Sell Anywhere in ebook format, as well as entrance into the Game of You experience. All of this for free. Now, the way that I know this works is because I have been coaching people since 2016 to go from grind to working by their design. I base my coaching on the elements of vision, identity, gifts and talents, understanding your processes, and serving your people. Before we begin, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Donnie Tuttle. I'm a productivity coach. I have been a professional coach since 2016. I'm married to the same woman for 30 years, and we have 8 children together. Back in 2017, we actually traveled the world, moving from one Airbnb to the next every 3 months. We went around America and Mexico, and I wrote all about it in my book, Sell Anywhere. Now, before I jump into the actual process of gamifying everything, let me introduce you to John Wetmore. John was running a successful insurance business, but he said, Donnie, I am completely exhausted. Not only am I exhausted, but when I'm in front of my family, these people I love the most, I sometimes am still thinking about work. The reason is that John was forced to function like other people. And that actually brings me to principle number 1 of gamifying your success. You have to choose your game piece. With John, we went and figured out who he was and realized that he was an engineer. And once we started approaching his business like an engineer would approach a business, he 10x'd his business, going from $1 million of production a month to more than 12 million in less than a year and a half. He did that by figuring out what his game piece was. Right? If life were a game, which of the pieces would you be using? Do you remember in Monopoly, you could be the dog or the car or the iron or the hat? Me and my brothers always fought over who could become the car. That was my go-to piece. And I'll tell you this, that when you know what your game piece is, in our world, that means your identity, it just helps you to play your game because you're always going to be the best version of you. And the best you can be is the second best version of someone else. So that is that first key piece of gamifying things, is being free to be yourself. Next, you need to decide on a destination. There's nothing worse than working your tail off and not knowing what you're doing it for. So in the game of you, we have to decide on where you're going. In Monopoly, right, we had that pass go part where once you passed it, you collected $200 that you could buy homes and hotels and all of these wonderful things with. We have to decide on where you are going. That means having a vision. And so knowing what you want and getting clarity on that is key. Dom Rogers came to me really after having built a business that he wasn't happy with. I call it a Frankenstein business because he just took whatever came his way, and that's what he was operating with. But he wasn't in love with what he was waking up to every morning. He decided no more of this. And he decided to create a business that he did want to wake up to every day. We worked together for recruiting, systems, training, and the result of it is he's created something that's attractive to the people that he wants to work with. Now, Dom has built a movement, not just a business. If you want to see what that movement looks like, just pull up Big Hitters Only on any social media, and you'll see what he's doing. The next key, after knowing who you are and where you're going, is defining the moves. This means that whatever you want, whether it is in health or in finances or in relationships, we have to understand that there are moves that will get you there. Could be exercise and eating. It could be making phone calls. I don't know. There are moves for everything. We have to decide on what moves are going to get you to where you want to get to. But after that is where the real fun begins. Because every single one of us has gifts and talents that are unique to us. We have to find out what are our super moves. This is where you get to almost to have a cheat code in life and in business. This is when you function as yourself from the best parts of yourself. When Timmy Ostrom came to me, he was actually looking to grow his business. And the way that he was going to grow, he said, was through reaching out to more people, cold calling. And he was not excited about the prospect of that. What we did instead was took a close analysis of what he actually had, which was clients who loved him and that he loved serving. And come to find out, he didn't have all of their business. So we doubled down on having fun. And the result was he tripled his sales. Can you imagine the process of showing up, being with people, laughing with people, bringing unexpected gifts and cookies and all kinds of great things like that as a strategy? It is. When you know your super moves, you get to show up as yourself and crush it in a way that maybe other people can't. Finally, you need to track your score. That means understanding the actions that you've taken are going to lead you to something great, but also we need to make sure that what we're doing is a sound strategy. So having accountability around tracking your score and then watching those super moves and the moves that you're making, that's the reason for having a coach. Now, if you got this far, that means that we probably function the same, we think the same, and you might like what it is that you've been hearing. Well, I want to invite you into a one of a kind offer. It is a 5-day experience to help you design your game. I'm going to help you gamify anything you are going after. You're going to make it fun and you will get it done. Each day starts out with a training and it's followed up with thoughts and affirmations that get texted out your way to keep you on track. So just click on the link in the description below and we will get you going. You're going to be with me, you're going to be with others who are making their life into a game. Can't wait to see you there. Winning the game of you.